Way back in the dawn of time, when the universe was still new and the lines between gods and demons were just being drawn, a story began. It's a story of faith against ego, a son against his father, and a divine fury so powerful it would shake the very cosmos.
And really, that's the question at the heart of it all, isn't it? What happens when two absolute forces meet? On one side, you have a devotion so pure it could move the heavens. And on the other, an arrogance so vast it wanted to become heaven itself. So our story really kicks off with the demon king Hiranyakashipu. Now, after his brother was killed by Lord Vishnu, this fire of pure vengeance was lit inside him. He didn't just want to be a king anymore, no. He wanted to challenge the gods, to become immortal, and to completely erase the name of Vishnu from existence. To pull this off, he did something incredible. He left everything behind and started a penance so severe, his body was practically a skeleton. We're talking thousands of years of this. His focus, his sheer will, it shook the heavens. The gods themselves got scared. And finally, Brahma, the creator of the universe, had no choice but to appear before him. Now, this is where it gets really clever. Hiranyakashipu didn't just ask for immortality. No. He was way too smart for that. He built a fortress of words, a perfect logical trap. He asked that he couldn't be killed by day or by night. Not on the earth, not in the sky, not inside, not outside. He specified that no weapon could harm him, no man or beast could kill him, and that neither a living nor a non-living thing could cause his end. It's the ultimate ego trip, right? Believing you can outsmart the universe with fine print. And Brahma, bound by the rules of penance, had to grant it. So, armed with this power, what does he do? He declares himself God. His reign of terror begins. An order goes out to every corner of the universe. Speaking the name of Vishnu is now a crime punishable by death. The entire world was plunged into this shadow of fear. But you know how these things go. In every great darkness, a single light appears. And for Hiranyakashipu, that light was lit in the one place he would never, ever have expected it, his own home. And here's the beautiful irony of the story. While Prahlada's mother was pregnant, she was taken in by the great sage Narada. So there, in the womb, the unborn Prahlada heard all the stories and chants about Lord Vishnu. He was literally born with devotion already in his heart, a devotee of the very god his father had sworn to destroy. As Prahlada grew up, he wasn't interested in power or the games of the court. His heart was just full of this love for Vishnu. And he wasn't quiet about it. He'd openly tell his father, "The one you call your enemy is the only truth. He is eternal." You see the dynamic here? Ego builds these complex fortresses to protect itself. But faith just stands on the simple, solid ground of conviction. While Hiranyakashipu was absolutely enraged, his own son, worshipping his mortal enemy, he decided that if the boy's faith couldn't be broken, then the boy himself had to be. And that's when this horrific series of trials began, a father trying to literally extinguish his own son's spirit. But every single trial, designed by ego to be an execution, was turned by faith into a miracle. He was thrown in front of charging, enraged elephants, and they just stopped and bowed to him. He was tossed into a pit of the most venomous snakes you can imagine, and they just coiled around him like a protective bed. Plunged into boiling oil, it became as cool and soothing as water. Thrown from the highest mountain, the wind itself caught him and gently placed him on the ground. The more the king tried to prove his power, the more he just revealed a power so much greater than his own. Each failure just fueled Hiranyakashipu's rage until it boiled over into pure madness. His invincible ego, beaten again and again by a child's simple faith, just couldn't take it anymore. And in one final desperate act of fury, he pushed the confrontation right to its breaking point. The demon king just roared, his voice echoing through his grand court. He pointed to this massive stone pillar. "You claim your God is everywhere, in every atom. Tell me, boy, is he in this pillar?" And Prahlada, with this calm, unwavering confidence, just said, "Yes, father, he is." And that was it. That was the final straw. With a scream of pure, unadulterated rage, Hiranyakashipu lifted his mace and brought it crashing down on that pillar. But it didn't just break. It split open with a sound so terrifying, it was like the universe itself was cracking in two. And from inside that shattered pillar, a form emerged. It was both divine and absolutely terrifying. It wasn't a man, and it wasn't a beast. It had the body of a man, but the ferocious head and mane of a lion. Its eyes burned like balls of fire. Its roar shook the foundations of the world. And its claws were like thunderbolts. This was Narasimha, the fiercest form of Vishnu.
And here is where you see the divine genius at work. Narasimha grabbed the terrified king. He dragged him to the threshold of the court, which is neither inside nor outside. He did this at twilight, which is neither day nor night. He placed Hiranyakashyap on his lap, neither on the earth nor in the sky. He himself was a form that was neither man nor beast. And for the final piece, he used no weapon. He used his own sharp nails, which are part of the body, yet not truly alive, to end the tyrant's reign. Every single condition of that perfect boon was met and completely dismantled.
But after his purpose was served, Narasimha's rage was so immense it threatened to destroy everything. All the gods, they were too afraid to even approach him. It was only Prahlada, the small boy, whose faith had summoned this fury in the first place, who could calm it. With his pure-hearted prayers, the Avatar's anger finally subsided. It just goes to show the only thing that can soothe a rage born to protect love is love itself. Now, you might think this is just an ancient myth, but the roar of Narasimha didn't just fade away. It still echoes today in real, sacred places across India, places believed to be the very spots where all this happened. This story is very much alive. Deep in the dense forests of Andhra Pradesh, you'll find a place called Ahobilam. This is believed to be the actual spot where Narasimha burst out of that pillar. It's not just a temple. It's a pilgrimage into the heart of that raw, primal power. There are 9 shrines scattered across these rugged hills, and the difficult trek to reach them feels like a physical test of the same faith that the story is all about. Then you have Simhachalam. This is fascinating. For 364 days of the year, the idol of Narasimha is completely covered in a thick layer of sandalwood paste, hiding its true fierce form. But for just one day, one sacred day, all that paste is removed and the deity is revealed for just a few precious hours. It's a powerful, living symbol that truth and divinity can be hidden, but they can never, ever be destroyed. And the story continues in other forms too. In Melkote, you find Yoga Narasimha, who is in a meditative form, embodying the calm after the storm. In Namakkal, there's a huge form carved from a single rock, a sentinel of protection. And at Mangalagiri, there's a daily miracle where the deity is said to drink half of any sweet juice offered by devotees, a mystery that continues to this day. At the end of the day, the legend of Narasimha is this incredible epic of divine intervention. But it's also a really personal story about conviction. It asks us to look at the pillars in our own lives, those rigid structures of doubt or fear or ego, and to just wonder, what incredible power is waiting to emerge if we have the faith to say, yes, he is here too.